Right. If all the technology holds up, um, we're going to have a little talk about VR today. It's me, G, and it's Will over there.
Hi.
And thank you, Will. And what we're going to do is talk about our thoughts and our feelings about the technology, because it's a part of the world now. It's a part of the future. And I think it's very important that kids get access to technology, because how else are you going to be prepared for what's coming? Because there's been so many great technological advancements. Are you tired? Did the walk today tire you out?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it too much?
Sorta.
Did you get bored?
Not really that much, since we did reach the
beach.
Yeah.
We did reach the beach eventually. We got there. Yeah. It's a nice little walk there. If it's a bit sort of, I don't know, it's a bit quiet, I thought, on the walk.
No, I think it's quite enough for me.
Yeah, it's enough for me as well, mate. It's enough for me as well. Nice place, though. I'm going through the woods. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, technology is the future. And technology is powerful, because if you have technology, if you have the latest technology, it does give you some level of power. It's almost like magic, right? If you had a mobile phone and you showed it to somebody 100 years ago, which is impossible, but if you imagine that.
And in DC's Legends of Tomorrow, somebody actually did that.
And what was the reaction?
They couldn't tell them. The people who traveled back in time couldn't tell them it was a mobile phone, so they told them it was just a magic mirror.
Skype is the magic mirror. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? Yep. It's a bit like that. I think there was a famous scientist, a writer, Arthur C. Clarke, who said that any form of sophisticated technology is no different from magic, because people don't understand how it works.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting how data can be pulled like out of the air and go through a wall.
Yeah, that blows my mind. It blows my mind to think that somebody is sitting somewhere else on this globe or this planet, talking into their phone, and you can see them here. And it, the fact that something physical gets transformed into something electrical is wild. And I guess if you can make the physical electrical, could you also maybe make the electrical physical? Could you reverse the process?
Kind of like that teleporter in Star Trek. It turns matter into energy, transports the energy, and turns energy into matter.
Well, it kind of makes sense, doesn't it? It sort of makes sense that if you can do it one way, that you could do it back, right? Yeah.
It does kind of make sense.
It makes sense. But here's the thing, right? It makes sense in a sort of scientific brain. But if you look at it practically, once you break the egg,
you can't unbreak it.
Yeah, you can. You can't unbreak it at all. Yeah. And so, once Sunday is finished, then you can't really have Sunday again.
Yeah, you can, unless you cross the date line.
The date line. Oh yeah, okay. Because we as humans are got these confused timelines around the world where across this line and it's 4:00 instead of 2:00. What? It's a bit weird. But it helps, I suppose, with business. So, the cool thing about the DC Legends of Tomorrow stuff is that it sort of gives you ideas about what might come in the future.
Yeah, like giant floating spaceship. Like trying giant floating spaceships and stuff.
Yeah, well, we're close to some things like that with technology. I don't think we're going to do it with traditional technologies. I think we have to change things. But then if you look at the last 100 years, things change quickly. In the 10 years between 1900 and 1910, first there was no airplane. And by 1910, there were jet engines on airplanes. So within 10 years, from not being able to fly at all to having planes with jet engines. And I know it sounds crazy, but if you go and look at history, there were people attaching jet engines or the basic forms of jet engines to planes, trying to make them fly.
I think one plane company gave a jet engine to a car company. You know what they did?
They stuck it in their car.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, that's cool. Well, aren't there companies like that now? Like companies that build planes and plane engines also built cars at one point in time. There was a company, Saab. Yeah, SAAB. They don't exist now, but they used to build cars. You can still see. We walked past a Saab car today when we were going to B&Q shopping. Well, I didn't say it, but we walked past a car and it was really low, kind of unique design. I was like, that's a weird car. I looked at the front and it said Saab on it. They don't make them anymore, but they also make planes.
Wow, that must be really rare and expensive.
I think it is now, and there's not many of those cars left. But they used to. I remember that their advertisements for the car was not a car; it was a plane. It was like they didn't show the car in the adverts. They just said, "We make planes." I know. Yeah, they said, "We make planes, and you can buy a car from us as well." It was a bit weird. It didn't have very nice designs though, so I think they all.
Should we get back to the VR?
Yes.
Before we accidentally doze off into other thoughts.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. It's hard to focus. I pulled you away from the tablet. Yeah. What were you playing?
Minecraft.
And
I was trying to find Zora in her world.
Zora's World. Yeah.
In my world, you'll never guess what I have there.
You're right. I don't know what.
A giant golden clown face. And if you go through the mouth, it's like you're actually going down its throat.
Did you make that?
Mm-hmm.
And what was your inspiration, or did it just like pop into your head from nowhere?
No, doing the free trial test on the Xbox 360 Minecraft Pirates of the Caribbean. Then a giant kraken. If you went down its mouth, it had a nether portal on the other end.
Okay. Now, because I'm dad and I'm stupid, what's a nether portal?
In Minecraft, it's like a portal made out of obsidian, 14 blocks.
And does it like transport you to a special place?
It transports you to another dimension.
Like going from here to Elgin?
No.
No, a bit weirder than that.
Kind of like going from this dimension to the next. From the fourth to the fifth.
Wow. We have to talk about that another day, because that's really interesting. Maybe we can include that in the technology discussions, because you know a lot about that, and I don't know much, because I keep my distance, because my brain is very small, and I can only fit a certain amount of data in there every day. So, on to VR. So the plan is that Will and I are going to sit down once a week and do VR reviews and talk about technology, and Will's going to give me his take on everything, which is different from mine. And that's really frustrating, but cool at the same time. Yeah, because in one sense, I want you to like some of the things that I like, but in another sense, I want you to be your own person. So if you like, if there's something that I like and you say, I don't like it, then that's kind of cool, because that's the way it should be. Right. So this is the introduction. So we're going to talk about VR, and we've got some things here. This is, if you don't know what VR is, this is a VR headset. It just looks like I don't know, what does it look? It looks like skiing goggles, right?
If you've got absolutely no idea what VR is, if you put it on, it's like being transported to another world in another place at another time.
Like wearing a nether portal.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. Okay, cool.
Except it doesn't lead you to a dark and drafty place full of lava.
No, I wouldn't like to be in a dark and drafty place full of lava.
Think of this like the opposite of a nether portal.
Oh, okay. So it's like a positive portal, like a positive nether portal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it kind of takes you where you want to go, hopefully. Right. So this is it. It just goes on over your head, and it doesn't have this flappy bit at the back when you get it for the first time, because I'll get into what that is. That's something I added on and is kind of important. So
Yeah.
that's what it looks like. And there's lots of different versions. This one is wireless. This is just a charger cable that's put in the side here. I can take out the charger cable, and it's wireless, which means everything is contained within the whole computer system is contained within the headset, which is
And
yeah.
And to use a headset like that, you're gonna need a required space.
Oh yeah, that's a great point.
I mean, like, you can't just do it anywhere because at some certain point you're gonna have to actually be walking.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. If you're using a computer, you can just sit down in front of the computer, and but if you're using this system, then you
You're
can't.
gonna need a lot of space for moving around.
Yeah, I think it's like you need like a 3 meter by 3 meter sort of minimum space. Well, you can do it in a little bit less. I've seen people do it in less, but even with our space, there were things that I didn't account for. Like if we had more furniture in the living room, yikes, that would be an issue. Oh, and
I mean,
how many times have I punched the light?
enough to actually make it not work.
I broke the light. Yeah, that's very true. I didn't just break that light. I also broke the light up there earlier as well. It fell off the table. So
Oops.
it's my time of breaking lights apparently. No, much nonsense. So you're right. You're absolutely right. We need a big space for it because some of the games are not just movements with your arms. You walk around physically as well, and that's pretty cool. And some of the games measure your space and reconfigure the reality that you're in to fit into that space.
I mean, I've played a game like that, and it's a bit crazy.
It is a bit crazy. It's also fun at the same time. You're there, but you're not there. But your brain thinks that you're there because that's what you see.
Basically, you're there, but you're not there, but you're there, but you're not there.
Okay, there we go. Break. I don't need to put in little intermissions. I can just make those noises. Right. So that's the basic headset, and you put it on. Okay. So first thing I want to ask you was, do you remember what it was like? Because I give it to you on. I give it to everybody because everybody's used it. So at Christmas, and do you remember what it was like the first time you wore it, or you don't remember? Because I don't remember what it was like the first. I know what I remember. I remember when I first put it on. Because when you put it on the first time, you have no idea what you're doing, and it says how much space do you have, and you sort of click the controllers. I didn't do the controllers. Oh well. And then it gives you that first impressions game with the blocks.
Oh yeah, that was awesome. Except my sister Zora kept launching rockets to space and also tried to launch herself.
She tried to hold on to the rocket so that she could fly as well. Mental note: never give your sister a rocket.
Yeah.
Right. But that was cool because there were the cubes that you could buy. You could put on top of each other. What else was in there?
The cartridge player and a remote control blimp.
Oh yeah. So you could pick up the controller from the table and fly a blimp around, which is great. And there was a table tennis ball and bat. And the first time I did it, I dropped the ball and it ran away, and I went after it and I smacked my head off the bed because I was testing it in the bedroom, which was just ridiculously stupid thing to do. But anyway, so we tried out that, and it's a nice kind of a little experience, good introduction to it. Because with the headset comes
the controllers.
Controllers look like that. They just fit in your hand. Just hold them. It's pretty natural. I don't know why they've got this circle around there. It's obviously something to do with scanning your hand. But
I just keep thinking it's something to do to hold on to extra tech.
Something for extra. You could actually connect it to other things.
I think it's for holding more cables, because in case that thingy doesn't have enough.
Holding more cables. It might be. It might be for connecting it to other things, because I've seen people make a lightsaber handle out of those, so they actually feel like they're holding a real lightsaber.
What?
Yeah, I know. How cool is that? You know what else I've seen? I've seen people make a lightsaber handle and then connect both controllers, one to each side of the handle.
And make a double-bladed lightsaber.
Yeah, except Invader Immortal, which is one of the games that we'll talk about. Invader Immortal, you only got one lightsaber. But where you do have two sabers is
Beat Saber.
Yeah. So there's people playing Beat Saber with both connected to one. So who's that guy with the double lightsaber in Star Wars? Who's this?
Darth Maul.
Darth Maul. Okay, so there's people.
Also others. I think there was like a Bastila Shan as well, some kind of character. I think it's like a Bastila Shan as well. I don't know who that character is. I just found it in one of my Star Wars games.
Okay, that's kind of cool. Well, the thing with Beat Saber is that I don't know how it works for these people, because sometimes you have to hit this way and this way at the same time, right? So I'm not sure
Maybe
how
they hit it one at a time, but really fast, like.
Yeah, if you're super fast, you can do it. I'm probably not that
and
fast.
it's just like a twirl it.
Yeah, absolutely. You could do that. So there's lots of there's mods. These are called mods, right? Modifications.
Mm-hmm.
Mods. That means that people who buy it change it. And a lot of people don't like modders are people who mod. That's strange terminology. A lot of people don't like people who modify the stuff because they I don't know, they like all the original stuff to stay original. But it's the modders that are cool, because it's the reason why Beat Saber is used by so many people is because the modders did things like change the handles and add extra songs, and it's the modders who develop the games and create the communities, not the developers. So developers are cool because they develop the product initially, but you can only take that so far, and then you have to look at what the community wants and provide that service to the community. Like if you're not providing what your community wants, the community tends to drift away. So you have to listen to what other people want.
Yeah. Like, other people are just coding a VR Minecraft while a Minecraft company doesn't even care to code one.
Oh, that's a great point. Yeah. The Minecraft company is not interested in coding for VR, but everybody who plays Minecraft wants to be in the game, right? And to look around 360 degrees.
And to actually like hold the pickaxe all going.
Yeah, exactly. And the controllers vibrate when you hit things, right? So you'd get the vibration sensation in your hand.
Yeah, I turn the lightsaber, and if I like hit something or maybe block something in Vader Immortal.
Yeah. Or if you put the blades together in Beat Saber, they go zzz, and you feel it vibrating in your hand, which is a nice kind of feedback touch. It's cool, right?
Yeah.
It's cool. Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the games. We're going to talk VR. We're going to give reviews of the games that we play, and we're going to try to keep it short. This is just a little intro to talk about VR and introduce ourselves to this format, this way of doing things. I have to say you're very brave, Will, because there's people like my age who are scared to sit down and talk into a microphone. Can you believe that?
Nope.
No, there are a lot of people scared to talk about reality, scared to talk about what they see and what they feel. And I think it's good to open up and share as much as you can, because yeah, and to be honest about it. So if you feel tired, say I'm tired, and that's kind of cool. Anyway, moving on. So introductions and setup. So this is a VR headset, and it comes with a cable. Plug it in, charge it. The battery in it will play for 2 to 2.5 hours if you're lucky. 2 hours is how I think I've gauged it. If you wear glasses, here's a little point. If you wear glasses, it should be really, really small glasses that are close to your eyes if you want to wear it. Or there's a little extra piece you can clip in here. You can take out the main piece and clip it in, and it gives you a bit more space if you've got bigger glasses. That extra piece is somewhere in this room, but I don't know where. I definitely haven't taken it out of
You
this room.
lost it in the past 1 or 2 weeks?
Well, I tidied up.
But you still couldn't find it.
Well, you know what it's like when you tidy up, you can't find anything, right? If everything's a big mess, you know where it is, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's sort of like that sometimes. Anyway, I tidied up and I don't know where I put it. It's also got little pieces of white on it because when people play like really interactive games, they kind of sweat a little bit, and I was trying to dry off the sweat from playing Beat Saber the other day, and I got little bits of white things stuck to it. So I've ordered an extra front piece for it, so that we can play and it won't sweat into the foam here. Or you can do as Will has done already, which is like wear a headband, yeah, and that takes away the sweat and means you sweat less. But it's really addictive. It just so like Mother yesterday. I was like, play one game of Beat Saber. She's like, no. I'm like, oh God, just one.
And she played it.
Yeah, she played it, and she's like, give me another one, give me another one, give me another one, give me another one. She did. She played 4 games eventually, and I had to stop her because she
went nuts.
Yeah, she would have stayed there all evening. Anyway, so you get that. Now, here's the thing. I'm obsessed with audio, and I don't even know how the audio comes out of this thing or works. It fires somewhere past the ear, and there's not specific audio headphones, but it works great.
Can I take a closer look at that?
Yeah,
see if I can find a audio place.
Well, I think the audio comes out of here, and it fires past the ear, and it's stereo. So if the action is more on one side, you get the sound more on one side than the other side. Yeah, you could hear like a bee buzzing around your head or something.
Yeah, I mean, like I play the game and I hear the sound of a probe droid powering up to fire a blast at me.
Yeah, you have to turn.
I hear it coming from what sounds like that side, so I look that side.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Sounds like that side, I look that side. But if it's not anywhere, I know that it's right behind me.
Yeah, exactly. It's great. It's great that you use the senses to hear that. So you can also got these little holes in it. You can add your own headphones. So the same set of headphones that I'm wearing right now. Got another pair, Behringer. Now, some people, you'll like this. Some people spend £250 on headphones.
Whoa.
Yeah, I mean that's a crazy amount of money to spend on headphones. These ones, Behringer Studio headphones, £12 through eBay, and the professional studio headphones, and they work brilliantly. So you could get your like iPod phones or your MP3 player headphones will work as well. Just plug them into one side, and it comes out stereo. Volume control on the bottom, focus on the bottom, and because the battery only lasts for 2 hours, you can buy an external battery pack. You can get it in any good electronics shop.
I think it's that one.
Yep, but you have to get good. You have to get one which I believe is go for the expensive ones because they're better. The cheaper ones don't provide enough energy. You need to go online and check the specifications for what kind of battery you actually need, because some are better than others. Some just won't work. They won't provide enough energy to charge. 3 out of 4 batteries that you can buy will not provide enough energy to charge this. I had to buy the most expensive battery that I could find in order to charge this, because I needed it to produce. I'm not the technical person, but I know the numbers. I don't know the actual specifics. Oh, look, it's there. The box is there, over there. Yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
Okay, so it needs to be USB 3.0 compatible, and it needs to provide a large amount of
Up to 4 charges.
a large amount of output. This is 5V3A. That's what it needs to be. Anyway, I just went for the most expensive one just to make sure it worked. And it plugs. There's a small cable. It plugs into here, and you can wear it. Okay, when you wear it with a battery, do you feel a difference if you're wearing it with a battery and not with the battery?
Yeah, it's a little heavier on the back.
It's a little heavier on the back, but it doesn't affect the gameplay at all.
No glitches anywhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I do notice something on the TV sometimes. I do notice something on the TV when it's being casted sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Because when you're waving a lightsaber, it's like half of the lightsaber is delayed and cut off from the rest.
I've noticed that. It's not a problem with the head.
And everything is a lot more curved.
It is. Casting to screens is a bit more complicated. We'll cover that in a future episode. You can there's different ways to cast, and I spent 2 weeks trying to do it, so you make lots of mistakes when you try to do it. So, but we got a system that works. And you know what's cool? I'll tell you what else is cool. YouTube tutorial videos. Because I was like, I can't get this. There's a program called SideQuest that we use to put in the other games. Yeah.
Yeah, like Deep Forgotten, Physics Playground,
Yep. And
Pavlov.
And those are great games. And Quake.
Oh yeah, Quest. Quake to Quest.
Yeah. Quake is
It's like
cool.
a remake of an '80s game.
Yep.
Blast to Survive.
That's it. It puts you right in the middle of a game from the 80s, which is everybody who played games during the 80s and grew up wants to go back and experience that, and gives them an opportunity. It's really well done. So you can get the official games through the Quest store, lots of games, and there's also developer games that are available, and there's tutorials online. And I was watching one of those tutorials today. Don't just watch one, you got to watch like 4 or 5 tutorials about the same thing, because you don't get all the information from one person. You need to put all the pieces together. And
5 different people.
And I discovered I watched a video this morning, and
this is getting interesting.
And there was one thing in it which changed everything for me, which is there was a little light that I couldn't get to change color using SideQuest to connect the headset. And this person solved that problem like that. They explained, oh, if the light doesn't change color, then you do this. And I was like, oh God, because when you got a computer and cables, there's infinite possibilities. You can plug this in here, or plug this in there, or press this button and hold that. There's a billion things you could do. So you don't know what's going to work. And this person explained to me what I thought was the system not working was the system telling me how to do things. And I thought the system's broken. It's not working. This is crazy. But when the person explained what the system meant, I was like, oh, okay, I get it. So there you go. Sometimes the answer's right in front of you, like the no fail.
Yeah. I kept telling you, but you were like, that's not a no fail.
Yeah, I was wrong, and you were right. And so we played Beat Saber on no fail because we weren't good enough to play it without failing.
Actually, I played it without failing. We just switched it to no fail because of Jazz.
Yeah, well, Jazz is 4, and it's difficult when you're 4 to jump into the virtual reality world and slice magical blocks coming towards you. But still, she was good, right?
Yeah.
Says Will. Right. Right, she was. So what else have we got in the box? We got the controller, we got the headset, we got the battery. Oh, yeah, if you want to connect your headset to a computer, they don't give you any cables to do that. So you've got to...
Dad just used a makeshift charger cable.
Yeah, I had a charger cable for my phone, which was USB 3 to USB A. That will mean something to somebody somewhere. And I used that to connect it to the computer, which is great. Because I went online. Do you know you can't order one? In this country, you can't order one. In this whole country, you can't order one. Seriously, you can't. I went online and tried to order one of these cables, and they're not for sale in this country. So what I had to do was look for small independent companies that made different parts and order all the different parts, so that I'm going to have to make one. I'm going to have to make a longer cable by myself. Anyway, all the little fun things you have. You don't have to get all the extra stuff. You can just play with it the way it is because it's great. So we're going to do some reviews.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And what do you think we should review first? We're not going to do it today because we go away and play the game. You'll play it and I'll play it, and then we'll put our heads together and talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
I think it's a good idea.
Okay, thank you. I'm very happy that you agree with that. I think Vader Immortal, the first chapter, should be the first review. Or would you like to review something else? Because
I kind of like to review something like T Forgot or Job Simulator.
Okay, I'll tell you what we can do then. We can do Job Simulator first, because we should do the official one first, because there's people out there who are not like me, who as soon as I get something technical, I play with it to see what else I can do with it. And T for God is side loaded, which means
its side quest loaded, and I looked at the I looked at the screen on the computer while Dad was fiddling around with it, and it said T for God under development.
Yeah. So people are working on the game, and developers put it out, and they get feedback, and they make it better. It's a great way to do things. And then eventually they get a great product, and people buy it because they reinvest in it. It's very cool. That's why the community is important, and modders are cool, and developers and modders need to work together. And a lot of people are not going to be able to sideload because they're just not connected to the technology in that kind of way, which means they're going to miss out on a lot of great games. Yeah. And experiences. But
yeah, they may even miss. I mean, some Star Wars fans, if they don't know anything about VR, they miss out on a Star Wars story.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of stuff that can be explored with the technology. So we'll do Job Simulator first. Then we'll see whatever we can do next. I kind of wanted to do Vader Immortal first, but it doesn't matter because what in this project, what I think is not quite as important as what you think.
Well, I was thinking when we get around to doing Vader Immortal, you should be the one to do the story thingy in the first chapter, because I did it first time round.
Would you do it again? Would you go through it again, or would it be boring for you?
A bit boring, but if there was absolutely nothing else to do, I would do it.
Yeah.
There's one thing that really creeps me out about the game.
What is it?
Climbing on unstable pipes.
Oh, I remember that part of the game. It's kind of interesting.
I was like, plank. Yeah!
Well,
oh, it's stable.
Almost everybody who's tried VR has at some point fallen over, right? I don't think you've fallen over, but
yeah.
I've half fallen over. But Mummy kind of fell over, and Jazz fell over, and Zora fell over.
I never fell over.
Yeah, because you're brain orientated to things, except for the space game where.
Oh yeah.
Which made your stomach go.
Experiencing gravity with microgravity is not very good for your health.
Yeah, not if you're not ready for it, and you're just out of bed in the morning, and Dad says, "Hey, try this. It's really good," and you're like, "Yeah." ribbit. Okay, let's go. So we're going to do that. Will, you've been an absolute star. We've got a couple of other things we have to do. If we continue with doing the reviews and stuff, we're going to have to make a little cover picture with your name on it and stuff, and just to let people know that episodes are happening, and then maybe we'll get into recording you actually playing the games. And there's a.
What do you mean, like with sound or with video?
I don't know yet. Well, I think we're going to record. I want to record with video playing the games, but I want to keep it simple. But it's
yeah, it kind of makes the other people wonder what's happening if you do it with record.
Well,
you could do it with record, and the people would find out for themselves, or you could do it with video, and the people could decide if they weren't right or not.
Yeah, I also have to keep things relatively simple because I don't want to do a lot of video editing and stuff. So, and time is important because you don't want to spend forever doing things. Anyway, thank you very much for your time today, Will. Much appreciated. And sorry for interrupting your game of Minecraft. And we've got things to work on, and we'll get back to talking about VR and the technology in the future. If you've got an Oculus Quest is the system. If you've got an Oculus Quest headset, then if you've got any questions, then ask us, and we'll point you in the right direction because we don't know everything.
But we know some things.
But we know some things, and for sure we can keep you going in the right direction with this. And all I have to do is
like how to not get killed by a zombie in Pablo.
Yes, well, I panicked and dropped the gun, which is not it's not the move, right? It's not. If you're getting attacked by wild zombies, don't drop your gun. And then I ran away screaming and ran around the room getting chased by zombies, much to everybody's amusement. Yeah, which was almost as funny as Mummy playing the boxing game and getting chased around the ring by, by the other fighter because she was losing. But there's the kind of fun you can have with these toys. But they do have educational value as well, for sure. And think about what's going to happen with future businesses and how it's going to integrate into helping people do things. It's all cool. Right. Dude had done more information to come. I like the little bit of your hair that's sticking up on top of your head, by the way.
Thanks. Bye.